Lions of the current way to the water. Not a tragedy if it's the intended outcome. Ximam, the frequency. Off Libya, the water is a cold machine. A wooden boat splintered, a recurring scene. Dozens vanish in the current without a trace. Two bodies pull back to the Creator's face. Chasing the horizon, running from the heat. Map of a promise, salt on their feet. Headlines call it missing, the state calls it fate. But I see the geometry, the lock on the gate. Capsize in the night, scream in the dark. The shore fortress looking for a spark to justify the silence, the turning of the eye. Libya's the graveyard under a Mediterranean sky. Arithmetic of the border, neglect of the south, feeding the ocean with a hungry, silent mouth. They call it an accident, I call it the plan to erase the movement of the traveling man. The water is a ledger, the waves are the ink. The world stays dry while the family sink. Global South is the price of the floor. I read the pattern since I was a child. Wealth stays gated, the people stay wild. Extract the cobalt, extract the gold. Take the inheritance, leave them in the cold. Then act surprised when the people move. Following vectors your own hands did groove. The land was a cage, not a choice of the sea. Empires writing the next page of history. A sequence of neglect we've learned to accept. A dark pattern of power, a promise unkept. Hollow out a home, the roof won't stay. People are like water, they always find a way. Daughter in Chicago, safe from the cargo. 12 years old dreaming of stars, while another girl clutches the iron bars of a boat sinking under the world's weight. Ancestors knew the water was a bridge, now policy turns it into a wall. I see no borders, just a shadow of death. 1619 or the 2026 reigns. The spirit knows the path, the spirit knows the theft. I already knew. G7 in the parlor, why the wood starts to crack. Talking stability, why they push on the back of nations. They're drowning in debt and in drought. Keep the world in a cellar, they'll find a way out. 12 souls or 100 to count, just like the ones who go missing don't have the right to a name in the scroll or a high-risk photo. Just migrants in the ledger, lost in the flow. Neglect is the architecture, silence the frame. A system that functions by forgetting the name. Frequency rising from the bottom of the sea. And one day the water is gonna demand to be free. Arithmetic of the border, neglect of the south, feeding the ocean with a hungry, silent mouth. They call it an accident, I call it a plan to erase the movement of the traveling man. The water is a ledger, the waves are the ink. The world stays dry while the family sink. Libya, the ledger is full. The south is rising. The math is gonna break. Ximam, I already knew.